Chaitanya-devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Kritinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the inconvenience that all of you have to join early, 3 o'clock only. So, in the previous classes, we were discussing about 14 planetary systems, a brief introduction about all the 14 planetary systems, who is where, what they are doing, what kind of facilities they have, etc. Having gone through all those 14 planetary systems, having discussed about who are staying at different places. This was like summary slide, which we discussed last time. Who are the different people, different living entities that have been created by Brahma are living at various places. They are all kind of summarily we can see here. Lord Brahma resides along with Vedas personified and perfect nice to brahmacharis in Satyaloka. Tapaloka is the place where 4 Kumaras are staying, perfected jnanis and yogis, and one of the 11 Rudras also stays in Tapaloka. In Janaloka, the great sages headed by Bhrigu, Vasishta, Pulaha, Kratu, they all reside here. Maharloka is the place also for sages and yogis. Perfected Vanaprasthas will go here. Swargaloka, the main devatas like 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, 8 Vasus, 2 Ashwinis, 49 Marus, etc. They all stay in the Swargaloka. And those who perform Varnashram duties very nicely, they all ascended to Swargaloka, especially the perfect Grihasthas. Borloka is the abode for all the different variety of superhuman beings. Sadhyas and Pitrus are residing in moon. Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, Kimpurusha, Siddha, Charana, Didara, they are all staying in the Borloka. In Borloka, there are also people like Rahu, Ketu, Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhutaprita, there is some places meant for them also, they are also staying. And in Bhuloka is nothing but the entire Bhumandala, consisting of 7 islands, surrounded by 7 oceans. Out of the 7 islands, except Bharatavarsha, remaining all Bhumandala is called as Bhaumasvarga. Devata like beings descending from Divya Swarga on their way to Bharatavarsha, they reside in this Bhaumasvarga. And Bharatavarsha is called as Karma Bhumi, which is meant for human beings and also meant for other lower beings that assist human beings in their livelihood. They all reside in Bharatavarsha. And out of the 7 lower planetary systems, Atala, Sutala, Talatala, and Rasatala, 4 places are meant for Asuras, Daityas, and Danvas. Mahatala and Patala meant for Nagas and Serpents, Nagas and Sarpas. Vitala is meant for Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhutarpeta Pishashas, because here also one of the 11 Rudras is staying. In Burloka, within Jambudipa, there is one place called Ilavatavarsha. Within Ilavatavarsha, there is a Kailasha mountain. There, Lord Shiva, one of the 11 Rudras stays. And on the upper boundary of Bharatavarsha, there are greater Himalaya mountains. There also one of the 11 Rudras stay. So like that, these are the different places where different variety of living entities are residing. And below Patala, we have Narakaloka. That is where the Yamaraj is staying. All the sinful living entities are being punished by Yamaraj. That is also mentioned. So here you can see all these different lokas. Here the local mountain is the entire Bhumandala. Within Bhumandala, we have 7 known planetary systems. These are released planetary systems. The white dot here, that is a Pitraloka. The main Pitraloka is in the moon planet. The secondary type of Pitraloka is here. And this entire Bhumandala is carried by Shesha and his hoods. And Shesha, taking the support of Kurma, will be floating in the Garbhodaka ocean. So that was the whole picture of the entire universe. Yeah, here you can see same picture. So this is about our universe. So this is what is presented in all different chapters of the 5th canto. We have been through briefly, and you can read through those chapters and those verses for more details. So today we'll be discussing about the movements of the planets, which is also mentioned in the Bhagavatam, especially the movement of sun and the movement of sun moon together, and then the movement of other planets. One after the other we'll try to discuss. And before that, a devotee seems to be having some questions based on the previous discussions. So we'll take a couple of questions, then we'll go on with the further discussion. Yes, Prabhu, Gaurachandra Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, thank you so much. Prabhu, a quick one. You just showed in the slide that Bharatvarsha are human beings or Manava. So I'm just kind of curious, Bharat Khanda we understand as humans, and we understand that the rest of the Varshas are, some kind of a divine beings, right? So how do we understand them as human beings and other lower beings that assist human beings in Bharatvarsha?
Lower beings means we need plants, trees, animals, reptiles. They all needed for our survival.
No, that's fine, bro. But the human beings, so human beings currently are restricted only to Bharat Khanda, isn't it? Or is
Bharatavarsha.
So are we saying that there are human-like species also on other khandas of Bharatvarsha?
We don't have much information, but it is supposed to be like that.
Okay.
All over
but they are...
Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, it said that Bharatavarsha is meant for human beings. It is a karma bhumi.
The whole Bharatavarsha is karma bhumi, not just Bharat Khanda. Okay. Understood. But they are definitely more elevated in the other khandas as compared to our khanda, correct? That's the understanding, right?
We don't know the details, but we can assume that they are also similar to us, something like that. They can be more elevated also, they can be similar to us also. I don't know exactly, because nowhere details are mentioned in Vaipurana or like that.
We don't even know who are the inhabitants of the other Varshas, right?
We don't. Yeah, but one thing is clear from Bhagavatam, the entire Bharatavarsha is karma bhumi, which is meant for human beings.
Okay, understood.
In that way.
Okay, and Prabhu, all the 7 planets are considered Swargalok, right? The planets?
Yeah, the planets mostly are in the part of Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka. Even in one sense, Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka both are heavenly only.
Correct.
So all the planets are part of Swargaloka.
Fine.
All 9 planets. We see here
all 9 planets. Sorry, not 7. Yeah, all 9.
Along with Rahu Ketu. Rahu Ketu are also revolving in the Bhuvarloka.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
There is a question in the chat box from Jana Priya Mataji. What is the difference between Bharatavarsha and Bharatakanda? So within Bharatavarsha, there are 9 islands. So one among the 9 islands is known as Bharatakanda. And that Bharatakanda is our Earth globe. So that is the difference. And Earth globe, where we are living is Earth globe, that is also known as Bharatakanda or Sudarshan Dvipa, something like that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. You need to see that image so that it becomes more clear. That image I don't have here. That is much earlier. We have done that long back. That Bharatavarsha, Bharatakanda image may not be here. Here we don't have. I have to go into the beginning of the slides. Yeah. Any other devotees have any question?
Prabhu, can I ask one quick one?
Yes.
Prabhu, you had mentioned for us within Bharatvarsha, we are unable to travel across the khandas, right? Or even across the varshas. That was the general understanding.
Yes, yes.
But you also mentioned across the 14 planetary systems, there, is there a general restriction in terms of travel? Because Bilaswarga residents, you said they can even reach up to the heavenly planets and they attack the heavenly planets also, the Asuras. So what is the general principle in terms of traveling across planetary systems? And what are the restrictions?
See, they can travel, but we cannot travel. We are the human beings, especially that of Kali Yuga, we don't have that much power to go to other places. We don't have that necessary qualification. Even by practicing the yoga path, as it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, the path of light and path of darkness in 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 13 the Supreme. And also as it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter 2, Krama Mukti. Avya yogi giving up the body, fallen Chakra Yoga, goes from East by Vaishvanara Loka, Maharloka, Janaloka, like that. They can travel to different places. So that facility is available for some, not for everyone ordinarily.
So generally, Prabhu, amongst the Swarga residents, can they go to Mahar, Janar, Tapas, Satya? Can they access, or at least for some time, if not stay there?
May not be everyone, but some obviously will go. Like Indra, main Devatas, they can go all the way up to Satyaloka. If they have a serious problem, they can go to Brahma and then complain to Brahma, something like that. For some, it is that facility is there.
Okay. Okay. And Bilaswarga can go also perhaps up to Swarga, right? They may not be able to go to Mahar, Tapar, Satya.
Yeah, they may not. At least they can come to Swarga easily because they also have mystic powers. So they can come all the way up to Swarga and they can fight with Devatas and do the whatever.
So what is the kind of karma, Prabhu, that leads to Bilaswarga? Because they seem to not have any material inconveniences. They seem to be very opulent. So what is the kind of karma which causes these species to take birth? Because from a material situation, it seems so wonderful. For a materialist, Bilaswarga, seems to be an excellent, place to be.
But Bilaswarga is meant for Asuras.
I understand.
The people who are of Asuric mentality, as we study in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17. Chapter 17 dedicated to describe the importance of practicing Yajna Dana Tapa. How Yajna is supposed to be performed in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. How Yajna is performed in the mode of Yajna Dana is performed in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Tapa in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Correct.
When the people with Asuric mentality, with atheistic mentality, if they perform Yajna Dana Tapa, they will be given residence in Bilaswarga with all the heavenly opulences, but with the consciousness in the mode of ignorance.
Okay. So they are doing the Vedic rites to achieve qualification, but they are averse to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In that sense.
Yes.
Okay. Understood.
They are also performing Yajna Dana Tapa, but in the mode of ignorance, and they will get the opulences in the form of residence in Bilaswargas.
Got it. That makes sense. Thank you, bro.
Even here also in our surrounding, people all over India, we also perform in our vicinity, also perform so many people, so many Yajna, Dana, Tapa, seeking some immediate benefits.
Yes.
That especially in our place after marriage, Satyanarayana Swami Vrata is performed. During Diwali, Lakshmi Puja is performed. During Vijayadashmi, Ayudha Puja is performed. It's like there so many pujas are performed, hoping some immediate prosperity. Sometimes people give charities, so hoping some rewards in return, or hoping some name and fame. The name is written on the temple wall, something like that. So these are all like expectation, the mode of passion. So they get immediate response in the form of getting birth in an auspicious, opulent family, rich family, in the midst of wealth and etc. But people understanding according to Vedic culture, if they perform Yajna Dana Tapa properly, the Nishkama Karma mentality, then they will be promoted to heaven. So something like
Correct. That makes sense. Thank you, bro.
So that is understanding. Yeah. Divya Gaurang. Hare Krishna?
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my question was, regarding the same lower planets, that during the Samudra Manthan episode, those asuras who fought with the demigods, do they come from these planets?
Yes, asuras generally stay in the lower planets, but they come up. They were fighting with devatas in the Swargaloka, in the heavenly region. The devatas will never go down to Bilaswargas to fight with the asuras. Generally, asuras only come up because asuras, they have all the facilities, but they don't have power. Power in the form of position, that they are not. They don't have the position that like that of Indra. So they always fight with Indra. They dethrone Indra and they sit on the throne of Indra, like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna. That's what they are doing always.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Whose descendants are the Rakshasas? What is their specific characteristic? During Swayambhuva Manvantara, they were born from Brahma directly. But during Chakshusha Manvantara, after the annihilation, they were born again through Kashyapa. Kashyapa had so many wives. Through one wife, he begot Rakshasas and Yakshas. So they also have their place, their activities, so many likes and dislikes. So in that way. Any other questions from any other devotees? If there are no questions, we can move on to the next topic. So, in our school days, all of us must have heard, must have read, and must have studied, must have given so many exams also in the subject matter, how day and night is happening, how the months are happening, how seasons are changing, how years are happening, etc. The popular heliocentric Newtonian model that we have studied so much. And now we'll try to see from Bhagavatam perspective, how Bhagavatam explains the concept of day and night, etc. So chapter 23, 22, 21, 3 chapters help us understand this subject matter. So where it is said that situated in the middle of the Antariksha, that means in the middle of Bhorloka, the sun travels over all sides of Manasutra mountain in a circle every day. So being situated just above Manasutra mountain, here sun is there, somewhere just above Manasutra mountain, the sun makes one round every day around Mount Meru. So this is the Bhumandala. When you see from the top, Bhumandala appears to be like a disc. When you see from the front, the cross section of the Bhumandala will be like this triangle, a terra type of structure. So this is Manasutra mountain. On top of this mountain, in the 4 directions, there are 4 townships belonging to the 4 Lokapalas. In the east is the township of Indra, known as Devadani. In the south is the township of Yama, known as Samyamani. In the west is the township of Varuna, known as Nimlochani. In the north is the township of Soma, known as Vibhavari. And this is Manasutra mountain. And this is the entire Bhumandala. In the middle of the Bhumandala, we have Jambudvipa. So when sun is here in the eastern direction, this eastern part of the entire Bhumandala is bright and the western part of the Bhumandala is dark. You can see here very clearly when the sun is here, this part of the Bhumandala will be bright obviously and this part will be dark. So if the sun is allowed to travel, as he is traveling, wherever sun is there, that side will be bright and the other side is dark. So this is how the day and night happens on the surface of the Bhumandala. So at any given point of time, half of the Bhumandala is bright and other half of the Bhumandala is dark. So this is how the sun continuously travels around Mount Meru, making one round every 24 hours. So for the sun to start here and complete this one round, he will take 24 hours. For the sun to move from eastern town to southern town, he will take 6 hours. That is 15 Gatikas. The total distance sun travels is 95.1 million yojanas. From here to here, it is 2.37 this many million yojanas or something like that. So that is the understanding. In the middle of Jambudvipa, we have Mount Meru. Adjacent to Mount Meru, we have Bharatavarsha. Within Bharatavarsha, we have Bharatakanda. Now, just like in Bharata, in Jambudvipa, or in the entire Bhumandala, how day and night is happening. Similarly, within Bharatakanda also, the day and night happens. According to Vedic understanding, according to modern understanding, the sun is stationary, but the earth is moving in the counterclockwise direction. Because of its movement in the counterclockwise direction, the half of the earth is bright and half of the earth is dark. That's what modern science says. According to Bhagavatam, earth is stationary, but sun is moving in the clockwise direction, making one round for every 24 hours. So this is how the day and night happens all over on the surface of the earth globe. Here is a small simulation explaining the same thing. So in this simulation, if you see, this called Kala Chakra. Kala Chakra is made up of 12 zodiac signs known as Mesha, Vrishaba, Mithuna, Karka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, Meena. And it also has 27 nakshatras: Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Arudra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha, Maga, Purva Palguni, Uttara Palguni, Asta, Chitra, Swati, Vishaka, Anuradha, Jeshta, Mula, Purva Padra, Uttara Bhadra, Shravana, Dhanishta, Shatabisha. So this is Purvashada, Uttarashada, this is Purva Bhadra, Uttara Bhadra, Revati. These are the 27 nakshatras. The 12 zodiac signs plus 27 nakshatras combined together is called as Kala Chakra. Lord Vishnu himself expands in the form of Kala Chakra in order to maintain the universe. And expanding himself as Kala Chakra, the Kala Chakra is revolving around itself, taking along with it all the stars, all the tarakas, and also the Navagrahas. So in this simulation, this is the top view. When you go to the top and look downward, it appears like this. The Kala Chakra is moving around and taking sun along with it. And this is the front view. You go into the ether and see what's happening on the surface of the earth. So the discussion in Srimad Bhagavatam was happening on the bank of Ganga at a place known as Shukatal, which is very close to Hastinapur. So with respect to their current position, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And from their point of view, when day is happening, when night is happening, is being present in the Bhagavatam. So that Shukatal, which is just above, very close to Hastinapur on the bank of Ganga. So from that point of view, when sun is here, that will be sunrise for that place. So from that point of view, the discussion goes on. So sun starts along with Kala Chakra here. Both of them are going together. So as a result of that, in due course of time, over 6 hours, the sun is slowly passing. It comes to this place. That time, it will be exactly above India. So India will have noon. When sun was here, it was sunrise. Gradually, the daytime is increasing. It will be 12 noon and gradually becoming 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. and it is 6 p.m. Sun is just setting in India. It already in the eastern India, sunset open. In the west India, go slowly happening. Then eventually 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. and 12 p.m. It is midnight in India now. And eventually in due course of time, it will be 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 6 a.m. That will be the next morning. So like this, over a period of 24 hours, Kala Chakra takes the sun along with it and makes one round. So in due course of time, there will be a day on the surface of the earth. So this is how the day and night happens on the different places of the earth. The same concept can be extrapolated for Jambudvipa, for the entire Bhumandala also. All over the Bhumandala, everyone has the same 24 hours as their day, out of which 12 hours we have daytime, 12 hours night time. So this is the understanding. This is how the day and night happens. So this is like top view. This is the North Pole region, how it appears visa. This is the front view, how in the front side how it happens. So like that. So like that, with the combination of number of days or a period of time, eventually we have something called as month. And by combining month after month, we will have a year. By combining year after year, we have decade, century, and yuga. Like combining yuga after yuga, Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, we have Chatur Yugas. For combining Chatur Yuga after Chatur Yuga, for 71 times we have Manvantara. By combining Manvantara after Manvantara for 14 times, we have a day of Brahma. So like that, the time moves on, the time goes on. That's how the Lord maintains the entire universe. So now let us try to understand the concept of months and years. So some details are mentioned in the 21st chapter and 22nd, etc. Just like the sun is moving along with Kala Chakra, similarly other planets, the moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, etc., all the different planets also move around. So it's like that. So at what speed they are all moving, those details we'll try to see now with the help of some animation. So here you have pole star is stationary and Bhumandala is stationary. Everything in between pole star and the Bhumandala, they all revolve. They all make one round every day. All the stars that we see in the night, they also make one round every day. Nothing is stationary in the Bhuvarloka and Svargaloka. What is stationary is Bhumandala and Dhruvaloka. And above Dhruvaloka, the 4 upper planets are also stationary, but we can't see them. So that is the understanding. So these are the different orbits of the different planets that they will be making movement. So here is our Kala Chakra consisting of 12 Rashis, 12 zodiac signs. These are 12 zodiac signs, starting with Mesha, Vrishabha, Mithuna, Karaka, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishika, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, and 27 nakshatras, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, etc., etc. So in the previous animation, we have seen that the Kala Chakra is moving around and the sun is also going around. So normally we may assume that, okay, both of them are moving at the same speed, but actually both of them are not moving at the same speed. Kala Chakra is moving with some speed and the 9 grahas are moving with 9 different speeds. As a result of that, in due course of time, we see that the planets are lagging behind with respect to the starting point of Kala Chakra. So this is the starting point of Kala Chakra, the beginning of Mesha or beginning of Ashwini, the starting point of Kala Chakra. At the beginning of the creation, all the planets are here in this line. But in due course of time, since the speed of the planets is a little different than that of the Kala Chakra, they seems to be moving backward. So by moving backward, they spend some time in Mesha, sometime in Vrishabha, sometime in Midura, sometime in Karaka, sometime in Simha, sometime in Kanya, Tula, like that. Again, when they come back to the starting point, whatever time they take, that is called one samvatsara. The time required for the slow moving planets to complete one rotation around the Kala Chakra in the opposite direction, the counterclockwise direction. If it is for sun, it is called samvatsara. If it is for moon, it is called Idavastara. If it is for Jupiter, it is called Parivastara. So like the different names are there. All these different names are mentioned in the third chapter, the third canto, 5th chapter, 11th chapter. Some 5 names are given. Vasara, Anuvasara, Parivasara, Idavasara, Samvasara, like that. So basically for sun it is Samvasara, for moon it is Idavasara, for Jupiter it is Parivastara, for the nakshatras it is Anuvastara, something like that. Some names are given. So how much they are lagging behind with respect to Kalachakra, that those details are mentioned in the Bhagavatam, and the numbers are shown here in this picture. If you see here, the sun and Kalachakra both are starting together. By the time Kalachakra makes one round of 360 degrees, the sun makes only 359 degrees. That means over every day, the sun is lagging behind by 1 degree with respect to Kalachakra. So that is what is mentioned here. So by the time Kalachakra makes one round, the sun also makes almost one round, but is lagging behind by 1 degree. Similarly, Venus and Mercury also lagging behind by 1 degree each. But on the contrary, the moon is moving very slowly. The moon is lagging behind by 13 degrees. Though they are moving they all are moving in the clockwise direction only, but the moon is lagging behind by 13 degrees. The Mars is lagging behind by 2/3 degree, that is 0.67 degrees. And Jupiter is lagging behind by 1/12 degree. Saturn is lagging behind by 1/30th degree. Rahu and Ketu going ahead of Kalachakra by 1/18th degree. So if they are allowed to move like that for all these 9 planets, in order to pass through 30 degrees, which is one Rashi. So from here to here, it is called Mesha Rashi. So in order to cross Mesha Rashi, the planet should lag behind by 30 degrees. So for that, sun will take 30.5 days to cover 30 degrees. Moon will take 2.25 days to cover the 30 degrees. Simple, 2.25 into 13. 13 2 is 26. 13 times 0.25. So it's like that. It will be like 30 degrees. 26 plus 4 degrees. 30 degrees, something like that. Somewhere close to 4. Of course, I have taken the round figure. This is not exactly 1 instance for the sun. It is 0.9856, something like that. So I have taken close nearby. Similarly, for the Venus and Mercury also take 30.5 days to cover one zodiac sign. And for Mars, if it is continuing with 2/3 degree every day, in order to cover 30 degrees, 30 divided by 0.667. So it will take approximately 45 days. And for Jupiter, 30 divided by 1/12. And that means 30 into 12. That is 360 days in order to cover one zodiac sign. For Saturn, 30 divided by 1/30. So 30 into 30, 900 days. That is 2.5 years it will take to cover one zodiac sign or one Rashi. And here we have Rahu and Ketu. Since they are going ahead by 1/18th degree, they take 540 degrees to cover one zodiac sign in the forward direction. So like that, all these 9 planets have different times to cover each zodiac sign. If they are allowed to go like that, after 365 days, Sun, Mercury and Venus cover the entire zodiac once in the opposite counterclockwise direction. Moon covers the entire zodiac plane in 27 days. Mars in 1.5 years, Jupiter in 12 years, Saturn in 30 years, Rahu and Ketu 18 years. So like that, the different details are mentioned. So before seeing the animation, there seems some question. Yes, Prabhu, Gaurachandru.
Prabhu, sorry, a little bit lost. Prabhu, is it correct? You said all the planets are moving, right? In orbit. So the central axle around which they are moving is the Bhumandal and the pole star Dhruva, right? I mean, that's the the connection between the Meru and the pole star around which all the planets are rotating at different speeds, right? Now, what I'm trying to understand is when you mention about the nakshatras and the zodiac signs, are we saying that they are stationary because they are also comprised of certain combination of what we call as stars? Of course, in the Vedic parlance, it's a different understanding.
Star means simple. Star is nothing but the Vimana created by Kardamuni, like that.
Correct.
They are all different Vimanas like Kardamuni's Vimana.
Correct. So even the zodiac sign is also comprised of something like that, right? Of some abodes which are floating. Yeah, that one, Prabhu, the one you just showed.
Yeah, they are floating, but zodiac sign, just I want to show the image. Here we
Yes,
don't have image. The simulation, we have the image. I'll show you that simulation.
Because what I didn't understand is what aren't the zodiac and the nakshatra stationary, and yeah, this one I quite didn't understand, because if you're showing the sun moving across all the 27 nakshatras and all the rashis, the 12 rashis, is the assumption that they are stationary and the sun is moving across the Manasotta, that's why it's transiting through all the rashis?
No, forget it. You tell me what's happening here.
No, that's what I didn't understand. That's what I'm asking.
No, there is nothing to understand. The 12
No, I understand
rashis and the
day and
27
night,
nakshatras, are they moving or are they stationary?
Oh, they are moving along with the sun also. Okay.
No. Sun is moving along with them.
Yeah,
It
means
is
they are in sync with the sun in terms of its motion, correct?
No. Sun is in sync with them.
What's the difference? Why do you say sun is in sync with them?
Who is your reference point? Your reference point changes. Sun is not the reference point. Kala Chakra is the reference point.
Okay. Kala Chakra is the reference.
It is Kala Chakra who is moving and taking the Navagrahas and all the stars along with him. The Kala Chakra is not moving because Sun is moving. Sun is moving because Kala Chakra is moving.
Understood. Okay. So the Kala Chakra, which is a combination of all these, Vimanas, whatever we call it, which is a combination of the nakshatras as well as the various rashis, Lord Vishnu is moving that as Kala Chakra at a particular pace, right? And that is dragging the sun along with it, anchored to the Kala Chakra. That's what we are saying.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So then the sun being in various, because here you are showing the sun at a particular reference point with respect to all the rashis. So what does the sun being in various rashis mean?
See, now both of them are moving.
Yes.
But Kala Chakra completes one round. One round means 360 degrees.
Correct.
In 24 hours.
Yes.
But by the time Kala Chakra completes one round of 360 degrees, Sun will complete only 359 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Or other way, by the time in 24 hours when Sun completes 360 degrees, Kala Chakra completes 361 degrees.
Correct. So it's not exactly anchored, but it is pushing it, right? It's not pinned to the Kala Chakra. There's
not
a slight
pushing,
lag.
Pulling.
Okay. Pulling, yes, correct. Pulling, but there is a slight lag.
Yeah. Kala Chakra is traveling with a speed of 361 degrees per 24 hours. Sun is traveling with a speed of 360 degrees per 24 hours.
Correct.
The moon is traveling with a speed of 348 degrees per 24 hours.
Got it. Understood. Okay. That's why they move, all the planets move through the various rashis because of that.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
okay,
like
understood. Thank you. Yeah,
all these planets having little lesser speed than that of Kala Chakra.
Understood.
Kala Chakra is the prime mover.
So that is why they are moving in a backward direction from a relative perspective. Right? From a Rashi perspective, it is the planets are moving backward.
Yeah. Correct. Since they are not able to keep the pace with Kala Chakra, they are lagging behind.
Correct.
How much they are lagging behind? Sun 1 degree, Mercury and Venus also 1 degree, Mars 2/3 degree, and Jupiter 1/12 degree, Saturn 1 to 1/30th degree. Rahu Ketu are going ahead of Kala Chakra, minus 1/18th degree. But the moon is very slow. That is 13 degrees per day.
Correct.
So that is the understanding. I will show you the simulation so that you will understand.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Understood.
So yes, Mataji, what is your question?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just a small question. You mentioned that the Vimanas are the stars. So is there no personality staying there?
No. There are many personalities are staying in each and every Vimana.
Oh, okay.
All the stars are Vimanas, like that of Kardamuni.
Yes.
Kardamuni had created for Devahuti, like that only all the Vimanas are there. And especially I brought to this slide, there are a combination of 10 to 12 stars. When we map them, they appear to be like a Karkataka. In Sanskrit, Karka means crab.
Yeah.
So that's why this particular zodiac sign is called Karkataka Rashi. And when you combine some of the stars, the group of stars, which is called constellation, together, they appear to be like a lion. That is called Simha Rashi. They appear to be like a bride. That's why it is called Kanya Rashi. They appear to be like a pot. That's why it is called Kumbha Rashi. They appear to be like a combination of two fishes. That's why it is called as Meena Rashi. So they are basically a group of stars. When you map them, they appear to be like a particular species. Based on that, the name is given.
So each Rashi has multiple stars then?
Yeah, every Rashi is a combination of multiple stars.
Oh, that is in a person's chart.
Yeah.
Okay. And Prabhuji, the Dhruv planet, the Dhruv is a star, or where is Dhruva? An actual Dhruva personality, Dhruv Maharaj is there?
Yeah, he stays in Dhruva Loka. So Dhruva here, I think we have shown some pictures. Yeah.
I must have
Dhruva stays here in Dhruva Loka. This is pole star Dhruva Loka. Dhruva personally stays in this abode.
Okay, amongst these heavenly planets. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Correct. So these are the differences in their speeds, in the speeds of the Navagrahas with respect to the Kala Chakra. So because there is a small difference, so they seem to be lagging behind. So now let us try to understand what does it mean lagging behind. So previously we have seen the simulation only sun. Now we have both sun and moon. After every round, sun lags behind by 1 degree and the moon lags behind by 13 degrees. You see, both of them are started together only. But by one round, where sun is behind by 1 degree, moon is behind by 13 degrees. So now again, you see both of them started together. So both of them are together. But when they are allowed to move, Kala Chakra is going, taking along with it with sun and moon. But slowly the moon is lagging behind. This dotted line shows us clearly. Slowly it is lagging behind. See, by the time one round completed, the sun globe little bit above. The angle difference between these two is 1 degree and this is 13 degrees. And they are allowed to move one more round. And slowly moon is lagging behind. Slowly. So now the sun is behind by 2 degrees and the moon is behind by 26 degrees. From this dotted line to this dotted line is 30 degrees and this is 4 degrees. So this is 26 degrees, like that. If they are allowed to move on like that, day after day, we can see them moving backward. After every round of Kala Chakra, we can see them like this. If we only collect the images of this one, after every one round of Kala Chakra, what will be their relative position with respect to the position of Kala Chakra, starting point of Kala Chakra? Then we can see the backward motion of the planets. And that is shown in this picture. So here in this picture, we have all the planets. This is the Earth globe. Here we have moon. Here is Rahu. Here is Ketu. Here it is Saptarushis. Here we have sun. Mercury is here in the same orbit. Venus is here. And this is Mars. This is Jupiter. This is Saturn. The same way in the vertical heights, you can see here. Sun is here. Rahu, Ketu. Sorry, Earth is here. Rahu, Ketu. This is moon. This is Venus. This is sun. This is Mercury. This is Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So all these planets are there. This is the top view, this is the front view. And a normal day, the Kala Chakra is moving in the clockwise direction, taking all the 9 planets along with it. So in a normal day, we don't see any differences among their position, except for Moon. All the other planets seems to be moving along with Kala Chakra only. We don't see any difference in their position. Only Moon is going behind by 13 degrees. So it is very easy to see their movement. For other planets, we can't see. So now what I am doing, I am only capturing the image after every one revolution of the Kala Chakra and putting them together. So what happens, we see over a period of 30 days. That is what is shown now. So sorry. So we'll go move on with that. So now 30 days is selected. We'll see what happens over 30 days. In 30 days, the Moon completes 390 degrees and Sun completes 30 degrees. So every day Sun is lying behind by 1 degree. In 30 days, Sun will go from here to here. 30 degrees. Every day 1 degree. After 30 days, 30 degrees. Similarly, the Moon is going behind by 13 degrees every day. After 30 days, 30 multiplied by 13. So 390 degrees. So one circle from here to here is 360 degrees and from here to here 30 degrees. That is 390. When Sun and Moon were together here, that was called Amavasya. After 30 days, the Sun went here and Moon went around and came in front of Sun. That will be next Amavasya. And after other 30 days, there will be another Amavasya. So in the meantime, you see Venus and Mercury following along with the Sun, and Mars is slowly trying to catch Sun. So this is another 30 days, there will be another Amavasya. And Jupiter slowly started his journey, and Saturn is very slow. And after another 30 days, we see one more month travel. The Moon makes one round. So like that, month after month, we see the Sun is moving from one zodiac sign to other zodiac sign. The Moon is going. Now I have chosen 1 year. So in 1 year, the Sun completes one full revolution. In the meantime, the Moon completes 13 revolutions. 13 times it goes around. So this is like 1 year. That means Sun started here, going around 12 zodiac signs, coming back to original position. That is called 1 samvatsara. So in the Moon time, that Moon made 13 rounds and also made 1/3 round extra. Moon is here. So like that, it happens. If you allow the same thing for 1 more year, Moon makes another 13 rounds and also 1/3 round extra. And 1 more year, Moon makes another 13 rounds and 1/3 round extra. Like that, in 3 years, Sun makes 3 rounds. The Moon makes 13.33 plus 13.33 plus 13.33, like 40 rounds. So Sun made 3 rounds, the Moon made 40 rounds. So 40 minus 3 will be 37. So every year we are supposed to have 12 lunar months. So 12 plus 12 plus 12. And there is one more extra month. That extra month will be one additional lunar month that comes after every 3 years. So we have one Adhika Maas over every 3 years. So that can be understood. So now I am selecting Mars. So Mars will complete one revolution in 1.5 years. You see. So here Sun we have, here Mars. Both of them are trying to follow each other. So 1 year already completed. So in another 6 months, the Mars will complete one round. It comes to the starting point. This is like 1 samvatsara of Mars. It takes 1.5 years. And now Jupiter. Jupiter will take 12 years to complete one round. In the meantime, Sun completes 12 times. Here on the top, you can see the number of days and number of years also. So the Jupiter completed one complete round in 12 years. And now Saturn will take 30 years to complete one round. So in that time, Saturn, Sun will complete 30 rounds around the zodiac sign. So Saturn had completed 30 rounds in, one round in 30 years. Now Rahu Ketu. Since all these planets are going backward, but Rahu Ketu go ahead. So Rahu Ketu will take 18 years to complete one round ahead of Kala Chakra. So this is how all these different planets are completing their respective revolutions. So it's like that. So there seems to be a lot of questions. Yeah, please. Yes, Mataji. Or Prabhuji, you can ask. Gaurchandra.
Yeah, Prabhu, this is very wonderful animation. Thank you so much. It really helps to understand. Prabhu, my question is more in terms of correlating with modern cosmology. Now, because the modern cosmology has a sun-centric view of a solar system with planets revolving it in a particular orbit, and here very clearly from a Vedic cosmology, it's Earth-centric and it makes perfect sense. I'm kind of curious when we plot the orbits like this, and when we correlate the orbits of the planets in the solar system according to modern cosmology, does it map in terms of the way the relative orbits, obviously, when the orbits are with respect to sun or with respect to Earth, they are going to be very different. But do they work out correct?
Yeah, they will work out current, but that for that you to understand, you need to spend some time. It is not that simple. If you understand this well properly, you can understand that. Is this clear? Before mapping to modern scientific understanding, is this clear, Proji?
For me, I think it is clear, Prabhu. I mean, I cannot say 100%, but I think I got the idea of how the relative motions are. So I would say 60 to 70% is clear, but of course the year related, I get the basic idea of how the relative positions are and how they move through the various signs. I think that's the fundamental. So the rest I have to little bit sit down and think a bit more deeper, but I think I get the idea.
I have a simulation animation for that also, that will come at the end. But before that, we have few more other additional things. So we'll discuss that. But if this is clear, that also becomes clear. Just hold on that question later on, we'll discuss that.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. So there are some questions on the chat box. Divya Gaurangi Mataji, she says that, what is the duration of one round of Kala Chakra in terms of earthly years? Kala Chakra will complete one round in one day only, in 24 hours. Because in the simulation, the very beginning, you see, Kala Chakra is also going around. Kala Chakra is actually going around, taking the nine planets around it. So one round of Kala Chakra is almost one day. Kala Chakra also needs 24 hours only to complete one round, just like Sun needs 24 hours to complete one round. So something like that. Almost 24 hours. Little less than that, 23 hours, 56 minutes or something like that it will take. So it is like that. So there are another question. In a day, Kala Chakra rotates 361 degrees. Yes. In 24 hours, Kala Chakra rotates 361 degrees. Sun rotates 360 degrees. That is the difference between Kala Chakra and Sun. So you can see, you can actually calculate it. In 24 hours, for the Sun to cover 360 degrees, Kala Chakra covers 361 degrees. So what is the amount of time required for Kala Chakra to cover 1 degree? So that we can understand, that much we can minus. That is the time of Kala Chakra. So in that way. There are 12 Adityas. Does each planetary system has one sun? Does Lord Vishnu present in each planetary system? If so, in which form? Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. So there are 12 Adityas, of which Krishna is the principal. Among all the luminaries shining in the sky, the sun is the chief. And in the Brahma Samhita, the sun is accepted as the glowing eye of the Supreme Lord. So forget about all these things. The understanding is that Aditi gave birth to 12 Adityas. Among the 12 Adityas, there is Lord Vamana also. So among the 5 Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Among the 12 Adityas, I am Trivikrama or Vamana. Among the 11 Rudras, I am Shankara. So that is the understanding. So among the 12 Adityas, one sun is Vivashwan. He is the presiding deity of sun planet. So it is like that. The sun, whose original name is Vivashwan, he is also one of the 12 sons of Aditi. The same Aditi also gave birth to Lord Vamana. So among the 12 Adityas, Lord says that I am Vamana, because Vamana is Vishnu himself. So that is the understanding. Yes, Prabhu. Purushottam Prasad Prabhu.
Krishna Bhoji, Dandatpana.
Dandatpana.
A small clarification regarding this earth-centric and then the Kala Chakra. So in our Bhagavad cosmology, we understand the truth that Earth is stationary. So all the planetary system is revolving. Whereas the modern cosmology says Earth is 24 hours rotating. Kala Chakra, they don't have a concept at all. So in both ways, it's correlating, like it's matching, isn't it? It's only the perspective is different, but the facts are same.
Yes, Prabhu. See, whatever has been created by Supreme Lord is mentioned in the Vedic literature. And that is what is happening outside. That is what is being seen by the modern science, and they are explained in the form of science. That's all. Everything is same only. Yeah. Only the reference point is different. That's all.
Yes. Thank you.
So this is Kala Chakra, consisting of 12 Rashis. Each Rashi is nothing but a group of stars. When you map them, they appear to be like a particular species. So based on the name of that species, they get the name. So this is the understanding. So now, how the moon is changing its phases. We see the moon going through full visibility to no visibility and no visibility to full visibility, like that. It changes. How it is happening. So in the previous animation also we saw that the moon and sun moving together. So here is sun. We have sun here and moon is here. So we saw that every day the sun is lagging behind by 1 degree and moon is lagging behind by 13 degrees. So, and then with respect to sun, the moon will be lagging behind by 12 degrees. Because with respect to Kala Chakra, sun is 1 degree, moon is 13 degrees. And with respect to sun, the moon is 12 degrees, 13 minus 1, 12 degrees. So like that, if we see with respect to sun, the moon is lagging behind by 12 degrees over every day. So if moon is here, the first position, because of sun, this part of the moon will be bright and this part of the moon is dark. And from the earth, we see this part of the moon. So on this particular day, we don't see any moon. That's why that day is called as Amavasya. But over a period of 1 or 2 days, the moon goes a little bit sideways. After 1 day, 12 degrees. After 2 days, 24 degrees. So because of that, there is some portion of the moon, which is inside this orbital circle of the moon's orbit, will be bright. And we see that portion of the moon bright. A small arc portion will be bright after 1 day. After second, a little bigger arc portion. If we allow the moon go like that day after day, over a period of 7 to 8 days, by the time it is Saptami or Ashtami, we see half bright moon and half dark moon. Because this part of the moon is bright because the sun is this side, and we see from earth this part of the moon which is inside the circle. So this part, out of this portion, half moon is bright and half moon is dark. So we see half moon. And if it is allowed for like that, After a few more days, on Paurnami, after 15 days starting with Amavasya, we see that the full moon is bright, because this portion of the moon which is inside the circle will be bright because of the sun. So that is called full moon day. If they are allowed to like that, go like that. Every day, the 12th degree portion of the moon is gradually becoming dark, 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 dark. Again, half moon here and here. The moon is completely invisible. So this is how, over a period of every 30 days, the moon goes through waxing and waning phases. Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. Shukla Paksha is waning phase. Krishna Paksha is waning and Shukla Paksha is waxing. So this is what we see from Earth. On the Amavasya, we see the moon like this. First day we see small arc, little bigger, little bigger, little bigger, like that. On the 8 days, we see the half bright moon, gradually increasing, full moon and the Paurnami, and gradually reducing, half moon and 0 moon. This is how the moon phases are changing. Now we see the same thing in animation. Now this time you see the front view. Try to focus yourself on the front view. In the front view, you see how much moon is seen by us. In the top view, at any given point of time, half of the moon is bright. Just like we see here, this is the top view. Any given point of time, half the moon is bright. But from the front view, point of view, which part of the moon is inside the circle, that only we see here. That portion is gradually increasing. That we will see in the simulation. Here we see 30 days. How over 30 days, what's happening? After 1 day, we see small moon. After 2 days, little bigger moon. After 3 days, little more bigger moon. Little more bigger moon. Little more bigger moon. On the top, you can see 7.5 days, we see half moon bright. Now it is almost 15 days now. The moon is exactly opposite to that of sun. So now full moon. From the earth, we see full moon in the night time. And then if you allow them continue like that, gradually the amount of moon seen by us gradually reduces. Little bit reduced. Little bit more reduced. Little bit more reduced. Little bit more. And almost at 22 days, 22.5 days, we again see half moon. So now half moon. And if you continue further, after 30 days, we see no moon. Gradually reducing further and further. So gradually reducing further and further. 29, 30 days. In 30 days, coming back to the 0 position. So this is how we see that the moon is changing its phases day by day, day after day, day after day. It's like that. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, a quick one. How does the Kala Chakra concept relate to the Shishumar dolphin, which is also rotating? You had explained a few classes ago. What is the correlation? Is the same, is it?
Dolphin is vertical.
Correct.
Kala Chakra is horizontal. Now we have some images. I'll show that one.
Okay.
In the dolphin, at the abdomen portion, there are 28 nakshatras. The 28 nakshatras is this one, Kalachakra.
Okay. So the Shishumar moving around also as a vertical.
Shishumara is the axle, central axle of the Kalachakra, like that you should say.
Oh, I see. Okay. Shishumar is the central axis. So Shishumar is axis also, but because also it is in a curved shape, it is also rotating in a particular way, but it is tagged, it is anchored to the Kala Chakra, right? It is the Kala Chakra itself, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Actually, though we are showing some simulation, though we are saying something, I really presume that all of you must not have understood this, because this requires little more extra time to understand what's happening, how it is happening, because we already have something in mind. Since childhood, we have studied it, we have seen so many movies about it, and we have seen so many animations, so many documentaries about it. Everything is there, that is already there, solidly in the mind. So anything we see, we try to correlate with that. That becomes very problematic. But even whatever we see here also, this is the first time you must be seeing it. So you need some more time to understand it, get an idea of what's happening it. So what we are trying to show here is, okay, Bhagavatam has the understanding of what's happening in the outer space. That is what is presented here. So at least we know that, okay, all these details are there in the Bhagavatam. So by spending a little bit more time, little bit working hard, we can understand it. So with that, we will move on. So all of you have this video recorded. You can see it later on whenever time permits, if at all you are interested in more details. If you are not interested in all these details to understand, still no problem, no issues. At least we understand that this universe is created by Supreme Lord, it is maintained by the Supreme Lord, and is maintaining in the form of this Kala Chakra. And all these names are not something new. All of us must have heard all these names from our childhood. Since being born and brought up in India, we are hearing all these names since childhood. They are not something new. So they are all shown in a as a cohesive point, cohesive unit, everything how they are related to each other, that is being shown here. So that was about how the moon changing its phases, etc. And there is something called as Uttarayana Dakshinayana. The sun is going around in a circular fashion. Also, it also goes up and down toward the true north and true south. So that is also presented here, known as Uttarayana Dakshinayana. So this we'll try to discuss briefly, and then we'll close for the day. And the next week also we will have another class, the last class, where we will try to discuss Uttarayana Dakshinayana in more details. And we also discuss how eclipse is happening. And then we'll try to see the correlation between the Vedic geocentric model and the modern heliocentric model, so that we have some correlation, what's happening in the Bhagavatam and what's happening in the school text. We see how both are similar, where their differences are there, where they are similar, etc. So in order for us to understand Uttarayana Dakshinayana concept, we need to revisit what has been mentioned in the 23rd chapter. In the 23rd chapter, there is a description about Shishumara planetary systems, in which there are 2 verses talks about the position of the 28 nakshatras. So in relation to the height of Shishumara, in relation to the different body limbs of the Shishumara, the position of the 28 nakshatras are mentioned. So taking that into consideration, the 28 nakshatras of this picture layer like this, they are like this. Till now we have seen that Kala Chakra is always flat, but Kala Chakra is not flat, but it is inclined with respect to the dolphin, like this. At the face of the dolphin, we have Purvashada, Uttarashada. At the tail of the dolphin, we have Arudra, Pushya, Ashlesha, etc. That is being said. And some of them are at the abdomen, some of them are above abdomen, some of them are below abdomen, like that. All the details are mentioned in that particular shloka. We are not going through shloka, but whatever is the result of that shloka is this picture. And this Kala Chakra will be revolving along with the Shishumara dolphin in a clockwise fashion. If it is flat, if the Kala Chakra is flat, it will rotate like this, horizontal plane only. But Kala Chakra itself is inclined like this. So this is the central axis. The central axis of a Kala Chakra is the dolphin. So keeping dolphin in the center, the Kala Chakra will rotate like this. So what is above will be always above. What is below will be always below. What in the middle is always in the middle only. Like this one, it will rotate. And we also saw that the sun is, since sun is lagging behind by every day 1 degree. So from Makara to Kumbha Meena, since the Rashi itself is gradually above, sun also goes gradually above. So in the month of January, on January 14th, sun is here. Then January 15th, sun will be a little bit above. And like that, in February, sun is here. In March, sun is here. In April, sun is here. In April, sun will be revolving here in a horizontal plane. So this is the orbit in the month of January. In February, the orbit of sun will be here. In March, it will be here. In April, it will be in the middle. In May, it is here. In June, it is here. In July, it is on the top. Like, so this is like July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Like that, every month gradually from January all the way up to July, sun's orbit is gradually rising to north. From July to January, gradually coming downward. The sun going upward is called Uttarayana, January 15 to July 16. And sun coming downward is called Dakshinayana, from July 17 to January 14th. So that is understanding. Same thing in the sidewise, you see here. So Kala Chakra is revolving along with the dolphin in the clockwise direction. So in that Kala Chakra, so every day, day in, day out, the sun is gradually going backward from Makara to Kumbha. So since Kumbha is here, so while sun is traveling in Kumbha Rashi, sun will be here. Since Mesha is here, while sun is traveling in Mesha Rashi, sun will be here. So like that. Makara, Kumbha, Meena, Mesha, Vrishabha. So this orbit, the dotted line shows the daily orbit. So in the January, the daily orbit will be here. In the February, daily orbit is here. In the March, daily orbit is here. April here. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, like that. So this is how the sun's orbit gradually goes upward and downward. This upward movement is called Uttarayana. Downward movement is called Dakshinayana. So it is like that. So the tilted degree of Kala Chakra is 7.5 degrees. So all these details are calculated and mentioned in our book known as Bhagavad Cosmology, that book which we mentioned in the past. So all these calculations are there in that book in the last chapter. So this angle comes around 7.5 degrees. The angle between this line to the inclination of the Kala Chakra, it is about 7.5 degrees. Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, if I understand this right, so when you say the sun moving up and down, now this up and down is with respect to the true north, right? Which
Yes,
means it is
true
moving
north.
up. So even with respect to the Manasottara mountain, which is part of the Bhumandal plain, it is moving up and down so as to fall into the right part of the this inclined Kala Chakra into the right Rashi. Correct?
Yes.
It moves to catch up with the Rashi accordingly as it is moving.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it is going circular. It's also going up as it is going circular, and then it is again coming down as it is circular.
Yes, yes.
Right. So along Manasottar, it is moving up down like an oscillation motion.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
So like this.
Okay, yeah.
This is the orbit of the sun. Gradually going upward in a circular fashion and gradually comes down. But Bhagavatam and Vishnu Purana says that as it's going upward, the orbit becomes smaller, a little bit smaller every day. The first day on Makara Sankranti, the orbit is very big. Gradually, every day, the orbit radius gradually comes down. So by the middle of July, the orbit will be smaller orbit. So gradually reducing and going upward and gradually increasing and coming downward. This is what is called Uttarayana Dakshinayana movement of the sun. This is a helical spring stripe of the orbit. Yes, Prabhu, Purushottam Prasad Prabhu.
Prabhu, what you're saying is And in reality, also perfectly matching, because during Uttarayana, the daytime will be higher. When the December month comes, the dark becomes more and the light becomes less. The same thing is opposite after 6 months. So this helical spring also, the shorter portion and up portion, that is also matching. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Broji. So now you see, this is Makar Sankranti, when sun is below the line of equator. And over a period of 3 months, sun goes like this. When sun is below, the south pole is completely exposed. On this particular position, when sun is here, the south pole will experience 24 hours daytime and north pole will experience 24 hours nighttime in the month of January. And over a period of time, sun goes to line of equator in the month of April 15. And throughout the earth, everywhere they will have 24 hours, 12 hours day, 12 hours night on one particular day. And the sun goes upward, the north pole will have 24 hours daytime, south pole will have 24 hours nighttime. Then again comes to line of equator in the month of October, 12 hours day, 12 hours night everywhere. Again back to Makar Sankranti. So in a year, this is the path of sun, gradually going from here to like this and like this. This is July, October, January, April, July, October. And this is called Analemma, the sun's path. Even the modern science, they captured sun's position every day at a particular time and mapping all the dots over a year. It comes like this, 8. That is called Analemma in the modern science. So passing through like this, passing through all the 12 zodiac signs, sun creates different seasons for all of us to experience. So when sun is in the month of January, sun's orbit is here. In the month of April, sun's orbit is here. It becomes little smaller, but in the middle. In the month of July, sun's orbit is here. Much smaller, but above in the northern hemisphere. And again in October, January. So this is the overall path of sun over a period of one complete year. So when sun is below line of equator in the southern hemisphere, in the northern hemisphere, people experience winter. In the southern hemisphere, people experience summer. When sun is in the northern hemisphere will experience summer. The southern hemisphere will experience winter. So here basically we have 6 seasons. So when sun is starting with April 15th all the way up to July 15th, we experience summer here. And during summer, all the water is evaporated. The entire sky is filled with a lot of clouds. And when sun's return journey starts, as the water is evaporated, the air also evaporated. The entire area becomes vacuum, kind of low pressure created. In order to fill the low pressure area, it sucks wind from all the different directions. When the wind comes in, they also carry a lot of clouds. As a result of that, lot of clouds come together, the atmosphere becomes cool, and then the clouds melt and downpour in the form of rain. So from July to October, we have rainy season. Especially I'm talking from the point of view of India, which is in the northern hemisphere. And from October, as sun goes downward below line of equator, our temperatures gradually comes less and less, and we experience winter. And by January middle, our winter reaches peak. And from January mid onwards, again when sun starts return journey, our temperatures gradually increase. We go through spring season. And from again after April, again we experience summer. So like that, our seasons are experienced based on the position of sun. Just like for us, from April to July is summer. For the southern hemisphere, people like Australia, South Africa, South America, from October to January is their summer period. So like that. So here is the simulation which explains. Now you see this portion. Here you can see the vertical movement of the planets, how it's happening. So this is a normal day. The Kala Chakra is moving around, taking all the nine planets along with it. Now in this especially I have shown only sun and moon. How sun and moon go through the Uttarayana Dakshinayana motion over a period of 1 month and over a period of 1 year. So let us see how it happens with respect to sun and moon, how Uttarayana Dakshinayana is happening. So now we select 1 month. So in 1 month what happens? So in 1 month, the moon is going on the along with the zodiac, but he went up also and gradually came down, again coming to the normal position. Since the Kala Chakra is inclined, it has to pass through all the zodiac signs, all the nakshatras. So going above gradually and then come down. Now I just tilt the Kala Chakra. We go on the other side and see. Here you can see clearly. The moon is gradually gone upward, coming to the middle and going downward, again coming to the position. In the meantime, sun also has gone upward. That's how the Uttara and Dakshina of the sun and moon are presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. So now finally 1 year is selected. In 1 year, the sun makes 1 round going up and down. In the meantime, moon makes 13 rounds going up and down. See, moon has gone up and down. 1 more round. Now sun is on the topmost point in the month of July and gradually coming down. August, September, October, November, December. Now January, Makara Sankranti. Now February, March, April, 15. So like that, the sun going from the bottommost point to the topmost point according to vertical height, that is called Uttarayana. This is January 15, July 16. And July 17 to January 14, Dakshinayana, sun coming down. So this is how the Uttarayana, Dakshinayana are being presented in our Vedic literatures, in the Bhagavatam and other Puranas also. So we'll see once again that in 1 year how the Uttarayana Dakshina happens. You can see clearly the moon, how it goes up and down 13 times. In the meantime, the sun goes up and down 1 time.
So Prabhuji, one more clarification.
Yes, Prabhu.
So the speed and velocity of sun and other planets will vary when they're in Dakshinayana. When they're going Uttarayana, it will be lesser, isn't it? Cover the more portion.
No. We are only interested in angular speeds. Angular speed is always constant.
Okay.
360 degrees
Yeah.
per 24 hours. That is always constant.
Immaterial
with their height.
Right. Fine. Thank you, Prabhu. Clear.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm saying something too much, something what you can say overhead, but this subject matter, at least whatever we are discussing today, it needs a lot of time to discuss, a lot of time to digest, a lot of time to understand. But I'm just giving a glimpse of what it is. So I'm not discouraging you, but those who are interested, kindly take out some time and understand. And for those who are feeling it too difficult to understand, so don't worry, no need to worry. At least have this understanding that, okay, Bhagavatam has a discussion about all these things. That is more than enough. So with that note, we'll stop here. I think it is 4:30. I have to get ready to go for a house program. So we will be meeting again next week, probably same time. So that will be our concluding session. We will discuss about in that class about eclipses, how solar eclipse and lunar eclipse is happening. And afterwards, we'll discuss about how geo-observable model of the solar system. It can be what is the reconciliation between the Vedic understanding and the modern understanding. So how both of them are can be reconciled. So a few slides are there. We will discuss all of them and we will close next week. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
So even those devotees who could not make any sense of this, whatever being presented, still try to come next week. At least you will have a little bit idea what is what. So in that way.
We
Thank
have
you.
to repeatedly listening it again and again. Then it's understandable.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
We need to have to and fro discussion, then it will becomes more understandable.
More understandable.
But
Yes.
at least in currently, since it is there in the Bhagavatam we are studying, but those who are interested, they can take out some time. So for more details, you can also take the book Bhagavad Cosmology. There are everything what we are discussing, everything is there in wording. So you can.
That's what I was going to say, Prabhu. I have the book. Now, after hearing this class, the book will make more sense to me.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Prabhuji, thanks a lot for all this great effort.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Dandavad. Thank you. Thank you.
Dandavat pranam. Thank you very much. We will meet again next week. That will be our last discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.